Welcome to The Sound, KQAL FM's weekly behind-the-scenes look at Midwestern-made music. From writing and recording to distribution and promotion, The Sound is your source for new releases and exclusive interviews from Midwestern artists. Support for The Sound is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Rolling.
Every time I thought that I was getting over.
Tonight on The Sound, we check out Behind the Smile, the latest release from singer-songwriter Allison Sky. Based in La Crosse, Wisconsin, Allison has been connecting with audiences through her down-to-earth, relatable songwriting, full of heartfelt tunes that might tug on your heartstrings a little, and maybe even make you feel like you're not alone, and that just maybe someone out there understands. I'm Kristine Osorio saying get cozy, get ready to meet the woman behind the music as KQAL's Annika, Bakkum-Ekern, and I get into Behind This Smile with artist Allison Sky tonight on The Sound.
Short and other stick that life would change if your past could just be fixed. Don't let those memories rule over your mind. Light it back and knock the good ones down, but it's a choice. Get back off the ground. Are you ready to make your move right now?
That was the song Move Out from the latest EP, Behind the Smile, by local artist Allison Sky. And tonight we have her in studio. Allison, how are you doing today?
Good. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be here.
Of course, we're so glad to have you. What is your background in music? Can you tell us a bit about how you got started?
Yes, I grew up around music. My dad is a musician and he's a singer and a songwriter. So I would watch him record his songs and play all the time in our house, and I was always involved in music in school. I played piano, took piano lessons, I took flute lessons, so it was always something that I was involved in. But it's really just been the last couple years that I started performing publicly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You mentioned just a little bit about some of your instrument background. How many instruments do you play, and what do you primarily write with now?
I would say, I would actually say my main instrument is my voice, but I do also play piano, and that would be my main instrument. I can still play flute. I just don't typically incorporate that in my performances, but hey, maybe I'll come up with something in the future.
Yes.
For writing, I actually prefer to write without an instrument. So it helps me to not get locked into a chord progression. So it's just easier for me to write without an instrument, and then I usually come up with a melody and just figure the chords out after that.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. You mentioned that your dad is a musician and a songwriter, and how do you think that has influenced your songwriting process as you've grown?
I think I naturally just learned how to write a song without taking a class.
Yes.
I mean, I listened to a lot of music, but just watching him do that over and over, I just developed an ability to understand like the structure of a song and how it flows. So I think just being around that really helped me to become a better songwriter.
Yeah, for sure. What has your personal journey with songwriting been? Because you said you just began performing publicly for years, but when did your songwriting actually begin? Was it when you were a child, teen years, later on in your life? How did it go about?
I started when I was little. I really started with instrumental. I thought when I was a little kid, I was like, I'm going to write film scores. And I started writing piano songs, and I really loved that. I actually won an award when I was like 14 for a statewide competition in Wisconsin for a composition that I wrote. But I would say around maybe age 12, I started writing lyrics, and then I fell in love with that and changed my mind about the film score. But maybe I'll go back to that someday. But yeah, I really started when I was little, and I've always written songs, but I never really had the courage to put them out there until now.
What finally nudged you forward to feel like it was time to perform publicly?
I turned 30 a couple years ago, and I had a light bulb moment, and I just thought, you know what? I don't want to look back at my life and regret not trying. This is something that I've always wanted to do, and there's definitely been things that have held me back. I struggled with chronic Lyme for a majority of my childhood up until I was about 23, so that was definitely an obstacle. But yeah, I didn't want to let anything hold me back anymore, and I kind of wanted to show my son, I have a 3-year-old, that you can do something if you put in the work. Yeah.
For sure. I find it really interesting. You said you won a composition award when you were 14, but now you say that in your songwriting process, you tend to go for a melody first without even using background and using your chord progressions later on in the process. How do you think that evolution really came about? And do you now see yourself gravitating towards the melody first, or is it the lyrics? Like, how has your songwriting process evolved from relying on music to now relying on the melody?
I would actually say I usually write the lyrics first, and then I come up with the melody without the instrument, because I just don't want to get locked into something. And I feel like I'm more creative without the instrument. And then I'm like, okay, now I can listen to this and I can figure out what chords these are. And sometimes the songs that I'm writing are really not for piano, but that's just my instrument. And then production-wise, obviously, you can hear that it doesn't sound anything like it would if it was just me singing with the piano. But that's where it starts. And some of the songs that I write, I would say are more country, actually. I just don't play guitar, but that's another thing that I need to learn to do.
There's endless time to add even more instruments to your repertoire. I'll ask a little bit more about your production in a minute here, but I have to ask, is Allison Sky your real name?
Allison's my real name.
Yes.
Sky came from my maiden name. My maiden name was Grokowski, and the last 3 letters were SKY. And my dad always went by Carl Sky for his musician name, so I just followed what he was doing, because Grokowski sounds honestly more like a composer name, so I guess I could have gone the film score route. But now that I'm married, my my married name also is unpronounceable to most people. So I'm like, I'm going to stick with Sky.
As someone with a long last name, I absolutely understand that struggle for sure. For sure. And when Kristine and I were listening to your album earlier, we were saying that Sky is such a fitting last name because your music sounds so floaty. It's it sounds like you're flying. That's what you said.
Yeah, that was literally one of my first thoughts. I'm like, wow, I feel like you really capture the vibe of like flying and being in the air. Sky.
Well, I appreciate that. I was like branding without thinking about it.
Unintentional branding is always beautiful. We're going to ask a few more questions in just a moment here, but first we're going to play another track called Flying Anyway from Allison Sky's latest album, Behind the Smile, here on 89.5 KQAL.
Do you even know what you said to me is stuck in my head? I can't seem to get any peace of mind. I'm here all the time, replaying lines like it's worth my life, and I'm letting go of what doesn't heal me. I'm gonna keep going like a river keeps flowing, and I know who I am, and you can't take that away from me. The sky's not my limit, it's just the beginning. Better days ahead, and all the ones left behind me. No matter what you say, I'm flying anyway. You said it was too late for me to find my place. Been out of the game, can I run this race? There's no catching up to other people's love. Now is the time, I just gotta try. I'm holding on to this hope inside of me. I'm gonna keep going like a river keeps flowing, and I know who I am, and you can't take that away from me. The sky's not my limit, it's just the beginning. Better days ahead, and all the ones left behind me. No matter what you say, I'm flying anyway. No words can hold me down. There's nothing here that can stop me now. I'm gonna keep going like a river keeps flowing. I know who I am, and you can't take that away from me. The sky's not my limit, it's just the beginning. Better days ahead, and all the ones left behind me. No matter what you say, I'm flying anyway. I'm flying anyway.
And that was the song Flying Anyway from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile. What is this song about, and where did the inspiration for it come from?
This song could have multiple meanings, as a lot of my songs can. For me, the song is about choosing to pursue what you want to do and not listening to what other people have to say about it. In some cases, people may not say things to me, but I feel like I just get a feeling that I'm being judged. But maybe that's on me. That could be on me. But that's where the song really came from, just choosing to do this anyway, because I'm 32, and I'm sure there's people thinking, why are you pursuing music now after you had a kid? Like, you could have done this, 12 years ago. But that's just not where I was at that point in time. So the song is really about pursuing your dream and forgetting about what anyone else has to say or think about it.
Yeah. Do your songs tend to be true stories? Are you often writing from a place of emotion or feeling? Is it fictionalized stories that you make up in your mind, a combination of both?
This EP is all real life. some songs I write are half and half. Like I get inspired by something, but then I take it to a different place where it didn't really happen. But a majority of the time it is coming from my real life experiences. I just feel like it's so much easier for me to write what I know.
Yeah. You mentioned a little bit about your songwriting process already, how you tend to start with the lyrics. What does that look like when you're writing about real life experiences? Are you like, oh, this thing just happened to me and I need to get it on paper? How do you go about taking your real life experiences and translating them to music?
It's usually years later in this situation with this EP. It's really things that I've gone through in the last, or really my childhood, and with the Lyme, because I would say that really inspired this EP. So it's not always in real time that I'm necessarily writing. It can take me years to process things that I've been through, and that's the case with this EP. It took me a long time to be able to process what I went through because I was just so sick. Like I really wasn't able to write a whole lot during those periods where I was down and out. Mentally, I just was not able to do that. But in the last few years, I've finally been able to process some of that, just feeling like I wasn't heard and things like that. And some of them were written in the middle of the night. One of the songs on this EP was written in a closet on the floor after I didn't get any sleep with my 1-year-old at the time. So
hey, the songwriting process, it strikes you.
You never know when it's going to hit you.
You never know. How long exactly did it take you to write this EP?
Some of the songs I had written melody for, well, Dear Life I had written actually 7 or 8 years ago, but I completely scrapped the lyrics and I rewrote them about a year ago. I didn't set out to like write an EP. I didn't sit down and say, I'm going to write this many songs and put them on an EP. I just wrote these songs over a period of the last probably 3 years. And then I picked the ones that I felt resonated the most with me and really shared this story of overcoming. And voila, here we are. But it definitely wasn't I sat down and decided this was going to be the EP. I just wrote songs about my experience. But when I write a song, I would say it usually takes, sometimes it can take like an hour, a couple hours. Sometimes I'll start the song and I'll have a verse and a chorus and then I'll come back to it like a week later and finish it.
You said you grew up with chronic Lyme. Do you think that growing up with an illness has influenced your songwriting?
Absolutely. Yeah. You wouldn't have any of these songs without that experience. It really shaped how I view the world, how I view myself, and sometimes not for the better, but for the worse. Like, I really got stuck in a victim mindset after going through that experience, just feeling like no one heard me, no one cares, blah, blah, blah. All these different lies and things that you can fall into when you have that experience of, you know, going to doctors and being told there's nothing wrong with you, and then eventually finding out, hey, there actually is, you know, I'm not crazy. So I already forgot what your question was, but yeah, I just babbled on.
That's totally fine. Yeah. In what other ways do you think you've seen your chronic illness like affecting your songwriting process?
Well, I think the victim mindset that I picked up mainly from having Lyme has leached into other parts of my life, unfortunately, and that's something that I've really had to overcome, especially when it comes to music. Just feeling like, well, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, and I'm not qualified, and I could make up all the excuses that I wanted. Like, it's too late for me in life, I can't do this now. Those are all things that I've had to overcome, and that's where a lot of these songs came from. Yeah.
It's awesome to take something that is maybe a negative experience and turn it into something beautiful. Right. As someone who has written songs with a chronic illness, I absolutely understand that pain and that experience. And it can be very helpful for other people to hear someone turning a negative experience into something so wonderful. What is your favorite track on this record coming out?
Oh, that's so hard. Each time I would get a new one back, I would be like, this is my favorite one now. So the last one I got back was Dear Life, and I thought, this is the best one. It's the only one that's really more of a ballad type song on the EP. I do think that Behind the Smile is my favorite one. I really enjoyed creating that song and what my producer added to that. I mean, I work with a producer out of Austin, Texas, Shannon MacArthur, and then Aaron Rocket as well out of Nashville. And they're like my music team. So we do everything virtually. But what they've added to these songs and made them into is I'm really proud of them, and I'm just really grateful for them
for sure
making it what it is.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite song that either is unreleased or is released but not on this EP?
I have a song that I want to release in the next few months that I need to get recorded that I'm pretty excited about, and it sounds nothing like this. So
That's exciting.
I'll say ukulele.
Ukulele. Oh.
Really?
Love. We'll ask a little bit more about the production side of your album. That's a great segue. But first, we're going to play another track from your EP called Hard Times. And this is from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile, here on 89.5 KQAL.
Felt like a victim for so long, losing the battle to my body. I never thought that I was strong. I didn't think that I could take the pain. Every minute was a lifetime, and I thought I'd go insane. But time has changed my mind, and now I see through different eyes. I don't think that I'd be who I am without those nights. Hard times change me for the better, and they didn't last forever, like my feelings said they would. Hard times showed me all that really mattered. All that I was chasing after wouldn't do me any good. Hard times, hard times, hard times. Misunderstood for so long. I tried to share how I was feeling, but they told me I was wrong. I couldn't make anyone believe that the hurt was really real, and it wasn't make-believe. But time has changed my mind, and now I see through different eyes. And I don't think that I'd be who I am without those eyes. Hard times changed me for the better, and they didn't
That was the song Hard Times from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile. This is another great tune, and I love the consistency throughout your whole album. We mentioned earlier how we feel that it just has such a hopeful sound to it that's almost floaty, and it sounds like the sky. How do you go about recording?
Well, I didn't know how to do this a few years ago, so I actually had someone reach out to me, and I'd been thinking for a while, I really got to get these songs recorded. I don't know how to do this, and I was stuck in my head telling myself, I can't do this. I'm not a producer. This isn't my wheelhouse. Like, I just want to write my songs and someone else do all this. And where I live, it's not like there's a bunch of music studios over in Holman. But I had someone reach out to me. He was living in Nashville at the time, Shannon MacArthur, and he is my producer now. And I'm so glad that he reached out to me through social media. So that's like the power of social media. Obviously, there's things that can happen on there that aren't great, but there are some amazing connections that I've made, you know, through Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. And Shannon is one of those. So he reached out to me, and what I do on my end is the simple, like, I just record my track, like my vocal and my piano track, and I send those to him, and then we do all of our sessions virtually using Session Wire. And he is adding all the other instruments, and then Aaron comes in and he helps with the mixing and the mastering, and he also does the drums on the tracks and other instruments. They both kind of like tag team together, so they really they know what they're doing. And I'm just there saying, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. That sounds so good. You're making my song sound so good.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's kind of been my process the last few years. I have had the opportunity to record in a really nice studio. I recorded a single called Higher in 2018 in Nashville at the House of Blues, which was a huge experience, and that was really, really cool. I wrote that song. The whole song was inspired by an eagle, and long story short, I didn't know I was going to record that song, and then I got there, and the whole sign was House of Blues Nashville and this big spread eagle, and it was just like a really full circle moment, and getting to work with, you know, people in the industry that I've worked with, pretty big artists, it was super cool.
Yeah, that's got to be such a great feeling. What is it like? Can you just elaborate more on the virtual process? Like, that's got to be very interesting to start with your song and then send pieces of it in one way and the other way. How does it really come all together with a team that's all across the country?
Right. It's much different than recording in a studio, and I would love to have that experience with them in the future. But I'm very grateful to be able to do it this way, because it makes it so much easier, not having to travel with a young family and everything. So the Session Wire, really, I'm sending him my files, and then I can hear everything that he's doing through Session Wire. So he's playing my track, but he's adding to it, and he's adding to it in real time. Like, so it's like a video and audio stream. So it's called Session Wire. So he's adding in those other instruments, and I just kind of do it in hour increments. I schedule an hour increment with him, and then he adds what he can during that time. And depending on the song and how much I want to do with it, I mean, the amount of sessions I'm doing, it could be like 4 or 5 sessions for a song. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Do your songs ever evolve in the recording process? Like, you have a song, but then you start working on it, and by the end, it's like a completely different song, or maybe just not a completely different song, but totally transformed?
Right. I mean, lyrically, it doesn't change, and my melody doesn't change, but yes, the way that it sounds can sometimes end up not being what I heard in my mind necessarily, but I end up liking what he came up with better. It just sounds like I never would have thought of that, or I don't know if I would have gone that direction, but you know what? That sounds really good. We're keeping that.
Yeah.
How does social media play into your musician life? Because you said you networked with a bunch of people who now are pivotal to your music experience. What place does social media have in your music life?
A lot. I mean, I post a lot. I probably spend way too much time on social media. It really has helped me to grow. I mean, it's not like I'm exploding on social media or going viral, but I've met a lot of people, like musicians, through social media, and have stayed very connected to them, and they're just super supportive. I would say especially on TikTok. For me, I feel like TikTok is the app where people are most supportive. I actually, through Shannon, my producer, I met a musician from Scotland, Mike Higgins, and he has been so encouraging and supportive of me. He actually went out of his way to get one of my songs on a radio station in Scotland. So,
That's incredible.
I mean, all of that is virtual. Like, I haven't met any of these people in person, and I would love to one day, but that's where it started.
Yeah.
That is so incredible. Yeah. And now that you have music coming out, what are you most excited for with having an EP hit the air?
I'm really excited to have actual CDs.
Yes.
I just ordered them. They're not going to be here by the date that I'm releasing it on all the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to have a physical copy CD because that's something that I've wanted to have since I was a little kid. And I think I might do a giveaway, and buy a Walkman and give away, because I know that a lot of people don't have disc drives anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think the physical copy is just so much more fun than streaming. And obviously for artists, we don't really make anything off of streaming. It's all, it's just practically nothing. So I'm excited to have that. And I play a lot throughout the region, and I always get asked, do you have any CDs with you? Do you have any CDs with you?
Yes.
And
Oh
I
my
say,
gosh.
no, not yet, but I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Physical media is amazing to have. You
I
get
love
to see
it.
all the customized covers. I'm assuming you're
Right.
excited to make a cover,
Yeah,
right?
and my sister is a graphic designer, so I'm
perfect.
super grateful for that, because she designed the whole CD. And one of my friends, Angie, she took all my photos, but yeah, my sister created the whole design for the EP, and she's just phenomenal at her job.
Wow.
That's cool. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I'm pretty sure it was more easier to be like, I don't like this. Can you tweak this? with your
Right,
sister?
but see, she's so good that she just knows. She knows what I like and my style, that she pretty much nails it within the first. I don't do a lot of revisions with her. I'm like, yep, that's great. I just had her design more
perfect.
for t-shirts, for merch.
Yeah.
And I didn't have her fix anything. I was like, yep, those are great.
Yeah.
Keeping those.
It sounds like you have a lot of just the right people in your corner for your creative team.
Yeah, I'm super grateful for that. And I don't know why I couldn't see that when I was younger. You know what? I have the people that I need. And I think my husband's probably going to get into photography and videography too. So I think that will be helpful, because videography can be pretty expensive. That's something I would really like to do, is create videos for some of these songs. But I do have the right people. I mean, my dad's a musician, my sister's a graphic designer, and I
was going to be like, you excited for music videos? They're going to be like, Miss Sky, can you pose like this while you're playing the piano? As I air guitar when I said piano.
You can be in the video if you want.
That'd be fun.
With the new EP coming out, are you excited to begin performing your new songs? Have you already been teasing some of them out in your performances?
I have been performing a few of them already, because I've released a couple as singles. I haven't performed, well, actually, I think I've performed all of them, but a couple of them that are not released until the EP comes out, I haven't been performing as much. So I'm excited to share those. And what I really love is not just singing them, but I really like to share the stories behind the song. I feel like it makes the song more powerful and resonate with people more.
I 100% agree. And we're going to ask a little bit more about some of the stories behind your songs and a little bit more about your performance experiences after another track called Behind the Smile from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile, here on 89.5 KQAL.
Every time I thought that I was getting over, I found the only way was going through. I'd like to skip past all the hurt and all the hard parts, but it's the dark times that have led me here to you. And now that the light is shining, I can't help but see that I wouldn't be who I am today if life came easily. I'm not saying I've enjoyed it. The trouble still standing. Oh, I wouldn't trade my life. But there's a fight behind this smile. This smile. They always say that God won't give more than I can handle, but sometimes life has dealt me cards and made me break. I'd like to skip past all the hurt and all the heartache, but it's the heartbreak that has led me here to you. And now that the light is shining, I can't help but say that I wouldn't be who I am today if life came easily. I'm not saying I've enjoyed it, the trouble and the trials, oh, but I've made it. I'm still standing. Oh, I wouldn't trade my life. There's a fight behind this smile. This smile. Oh, I know how it goes, breaking down behind the highlights. But don't let the mountains fool you. There's always valleys in between. Oh, I know how it goes, breaking down behind the highlights. But don't let the mountains fool you. There's always valleys in between. Now that the light is shining, I can't help but say that I wouldn't be who I am today if life came easily. I'm not saying I've enjoyed it, the trouble and the trials, oh, but I've made it. I'm still standing. Oh, I wouldn't trade my life. There's a fight behind this smile. This
That was the song Behind the Smile from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile. What is it like to have the title track of this song be Behind the Smile? You said it's your favorite one.
Yeah.
What place does that hold that it ended up becoming the name of the EP?
Yeah, it wasn't my intention really when I wrote it to become an EP like title track, but I just loved it so much, and I think it encompasses the whole theme of the EP. Behind the Smile, like what was it like to go through all of this and now be here, and how have I used chronic illness to fuel my passion and inspire these songs. I just think it was like the perfect title for the EP. So it wasn't really planned. It just happened that way.
Yeah, for sure. What is this song about?
It's about just let me think of my lyrics here, because I write the song, but then sometimes I go back and I'm like, what does my song say?
That's so real. Yes.
Now that the light is shining, I can't help but see that life wouldn't be, or I wouldn't be who I am today if life came easily. That is really the theme of the song, and that is the theme of my life. Really, I wouldn't be who I am today if I had not gone through all those years of illness and feeling unheard. I wouldn't have the story that I have, and I wouldn't have the songs that I have, and I wouldn't have met some of the people that I've met on that journey. And so I really just wanted to put that into a song and hopefully inspire other people to look at their life that way, instead of getting stuck in the mindset of, oh, this is happening to me, my life sucks, and nothing good can come from this.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic message. And we talked a little bit about performing, and I'd like to dive back into that. Since you're a local, and a little more local than some people we've talked to, being from Holmen, what are some of your favorite venues to perform at around here?
There's so many. I actually play a lot in the Trempealeau area.
The Trempealeau area.
Yes, I just played at El Maro a couple days ago. I love playing at El Maro. I'm super excited. I'm going to be playing at the Trempealeau Hotel on Saturday. That'll be my first time there, but I'm sure I'll have a great time.
Oh, absolutely.
I really like wineries. That's just kind of my vibe. I'm more chill and laid back and easy listening, so I think those really fit my vibe the most. But I've had really great experiences in the last couple of years playing all throughout the area. I mean, I didn't know if I would be able to, I didn't know how to book a gig 2 years ago, and so I didn't know if I would be playing anywhere. So the fact that I have a full schedule now,
oh wow,
and I'm doing this a lot. Like I have 9 or 10 gigs this month, and I still work part-time as well. So I'm not full-time yet, but yeah, it's really grown, and I'm just really grateful for all the venues that have said yes to me, not knowing who the heck I am.
Yes. We have some fantastic venues around here, especially some beautiful scenic ones being located here in the Drift List. What are some upcoming gigs that you have, if you've got some off the top of your head?
Yes. Well, I just made my schedule this morning, so I should remember them all.
Perfect.
I'm playing at Trempealeau Hotel this Saturday, May 2nd, and I'll also be here in Winona. I'm going to be playing at Peter's Beer Garden on Wednesday, May 13th, and I'll also be at Sippy's Pub and Grub on Saturday, May 16th. I'm going to be playing up in Nelson at the Stone Barn at the end of May. And I have one in Iowa. I'm at Pulpit Rock Brewing, and also be at Vino Cappuccino up in Elk Mound by Eau Claire. So.
Wonderful. Yes. What artists have been inspiring you recently? What are you listening to right now?
Recently?
Yeah.
I feel like I always go back to the same artist.
That's fine.
I really am a huge John Mayer fan. And I also am really inspired by Rachel Platten.
Yes.
And Sarah Bareilles, Colby Calais. And Martina McBride was actually my favorite artist growing up. So I listen to a lot of country.
Country influence. So now you really have to learn how to play the guitar.
I know.
It's calling your name.
I know.
Yes. Your tunes are going to be heard across major streaming platforms and beyond very soon here. Where can people find out about your music, shows, merch, and other ventures?
Yes, you can go to my website, AllisonSkyMusic.com. Everything will be there, and then I am on all the social media platforms, and my handle is Allison Sky Music. My EP is also going to be available on Bandcamp, and I will also be having those CDs at my gigs. So my gig schedule is on my website. I also post them all on the social media platforms as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Lovely.
The last tune on your EP is called Dear Life. Before we play it, can you tell me a little bit about this song?
Right. So this is the one that I wrote like 7 or 8 years ago, and then I scrapped the lyrics and rewrote them. And when I rewrote them a couple years ago, I rewrote them from the perspective of someone that had overcome Lyme. And then I also went through a period of time where I had toxic mold illness. So I went through that, and I had to get rid of all my belongings. And then I had my son, and I thought I was in the clear, but then I really struggled with postpartum depression for about a year, and it was pretty bad. So I'd gone through all these things, and what really inspired it was, taking one step at a time and trying not to focus on when am I going to feel like myself again and getting stuck there. So there's a line in the song that says, "One step at a time is really brave," and that's where the lyric came from, is when I was in that period of time where I just felt like this is never going to end. I'm never going to be myself.
That's fantastic. I really love how hopeful and joyous this entire album is. It's really, I'm hoping that when people listen to it, they feel the message that you're trying to give to them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
One step at a time really is brave, because sometimes you just you feel like you're stuck in a box and you're too afraid to take a step forward, So I think that's really a powerful message.
Thank you.
I love that.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Allison. Do you have any other messages or words of wisdom you would like to leave the people?
Oh, there's so many.
Yes, that's why you became a songwriter.
This is the one that I've been giving a lot, and it's don't wait. Don't wait to pursue your passion. Don't wait for the right time. Don't wait for someone to validate you. Don't wait to get permission for someone to do what you want, because you don't know how long you have here.
Yep.
And I've lived that. I didn't think I would be here at this age, because I was so ill at like 21 or 22. And you just don't wait. You don't know how much time you have, and it's just so important to pursue your passions. That's what you're here for. I think you need to put your gift out there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's a fantastic note to end on there. And we're going to play your final track here, Dear Life, from Allison Sky's latest EP, Behind the Smile, here on 89.5 KQAL.
Oh, mic drop.
Look at that.
Where's the fire gone? Nothing is left but these ashes. I used to stand up tall, but now I don't know who I am. Can I get it back? Who I used to be? Oh, I won't give up on me. It's gonna take a little time, but I'm gonna find strength to rise. I'm holding on to you, oh dear life. It's not gonna stay this way. One step at a time is really brave. I'm holding on to you for dear life. Oh, 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 oh. They say that I look back, but sometimes it's where I wish I was. Life seems so simple then. I wanna go back to that place. Can I get it back? Who I used to be? Oh, I won't give up on me. It's gonna take a little time, but I'm gonna find strength to rise. I'm holding on to you for dear life. It's not gonna stay this way. One step at a time is really brave. I'm holding on to you for dear life. Oh, oh, Can I get her back? Who I used to be? Oh, I won't give up on me. It's gonna take a little time, but I'm gonna find strength to rise. I'm holding on to you for dear life. It's not gonna stay this way. One step at a time is really brave. I'm holding on to you for dear life. Oh,
Thanks again to Allison Sky for joining us tonight on The Sound. To hear more from Allison, look her up on your favorite streaming services or go to her website at allisonskymusic.com. For more deep dives into local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6, right here on 89.5 KQAL. You can also listen to past episodes of The Sound with extended interviews and exclusive content on your favorite streaming services. Find links at KQAL.org. I'm Kristine Osorio, and we've just heard from Allison Sky with her latest release, Behind the Smile, on The Sound.
Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at KQAL.org. Theme music for The Sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.